Good morning. This is Heidi Meyers, immigration attorney, and we had a question about which federal court do you go into, do you appeal to, if your immigration case is denied. Now, which federal court you go to depends upon the type of immigration case you have. First, we're going to discuss removal proceedings, deportation cases. If you are placed with a notice to appear into removal proceedings, you're initially going to be in the immigration court, which is part of the Executive Office for Immigration Review, which is part of the U.S. Department of Justice. If you lose at the immigration court level, you then have to appeal to the Board of Immigration Appeals, which is also an administrative agency. Once you get a denial, if the BIA denies your case and you have a final order of removal, you would then appeal to the Federal Circuit Court that has jurisdiction over the immigration court proceedings. So, for example, if you had a case here in New York Immigration Court at 26 Federal Plaza, and you applied, say you applied for asylum, or you applied for adjustment, or you had a waiver application, but your applications were denied, and the immigration judge ordered you removed and deported, you would then have to appeal to the Board of Immigration Appeals, and then if the BIA issues a decision denying your appeal, you then have a final order of removal, and you would go into the Federal Circuit Court of Appeals, not to the lower level Federal District Court. You would go directly, if you have a final order of removal, you go directly into the Federal Court of Appeals. So for New York, that would be the Second Circuit. If your hearing was, say, in Newark, New Jersey, suppose your immigration court case was in Newark, New Jersey, you would go into the Third Circuit. If your case was in Houston Immigration Court, you would go into the Fifth Circuit to file your petition for review, which is your appeal. And you can only do that after you have exhausted administrative remedies, meaning only after you have appealed first to the Board of Immigration Appeals and they have denied your appeal. Now, for other types of immigration cases that are not removal or deportation proceedings, you would generally file with the lower federal district court. So you would, any other type of immigration case in general, you would not go directly to the Federal Court of Appeals. You would go to the Federal District Court that has jurisdiction. So according to the U.S. Constitution, Article 3, Section 2, the federal district courts have original jurisdiction over all cases arising in law and equity, arising under the U.S. Constitution, U.S. laws, and treaties. And this constitutional provision was implemented by 28 U.S.C., U.S. Code, Section 1331, which is called Federal Question Jurisdiction. So in general, all other types of immigration cases, for example, if your marriage petition is denied, if your H-1B or other type of employment-based petition is denied, you would then go into the Federal District Court. So for example, the Federal District Court here in New York City is the Southern District of New York. And then there's also the Eastern District of New York in Brooklyn that covers other areas. All right, so basically all other types of immigration cases, you would go to the Federal District Court rather than, you would not go directly to the Federal Court of Appeals. You would go to the Federal District Court, which is the lower level trial court, first. So this is also true, for example, if your immigration case is very delayed. So for example, if you have a marriage petition and it should have taken 1 year to adjudicate, and now it's already 3 years, you didn't get your interview, you didn't get any decision, then you could go to the federal district court and file a petition for a writ of mandamus. Now, the petition for a writ of mandamus, you're not asking the district court to approve your case. You're just asking the federal district court to tell USCIS to adjudicate your case. So you're just asking for a decision. So basically, this government agency has an obligation to adjudicate your case and give you an answer. And you've been waiting for much more than a reasonable period of time, and they still haven't given you an answer. So you would go to the federal district court and you are asking them to order USCIS to adjudicate your case. As I said, that's a petition for a writ of mandamus. It's under 28 U.S.C. 1361. You also might have other claims. If you're filing a complaint under federal question jurisdiction, 28 U.S.C. 1331, you probably would also file under the Administrative Procedures Act, which is 5 U.S.C. Section 702. Now, also, if you have a denied naturalization case, you must do an administrative appeal of your denial, and then if it's still denied, you can file in federal district court for a de novo review of your naturalization application. Another type of case would be if the foreign national is in custody. If you are in detention or locked up somewhere, there is the petition for a writ of habeas corpus. The petition for a writ of habeas corpus is also filed in the federal district court. All right, so I just gave you an overview of which courts you need to file in if you have a denied immigration case. So basically, to boil it down in the simplest terms, if you are in removal proceedings and deportation proceedings, you went to immigration court, you appealed to the BIA, you go directly into the federal court of appeals, the circuit court that covers the jurisdiction where your immigration court proceedings were. But that is the only type of case where you would go directly to the federal court of appeals. All other types of immigration applications, denials, delays, or if you are in custody, you would go to the federal district court, which is the lower level trial court. All right, so I hope that this was very helpful, and let me know if you have other ideas for videos. Thank you very much. This is Heidi Meyers, Law Office of Heidi J. Meyers, 11 Broadway, Suite 925, New York, New York, 10004. My number is 646-508-5225 or 212-791-4007. My email is heidimeyerslaw@gmail.com. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much, and you all have a good day. Bye-bye.